Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Pal Over Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new Warhammer update video. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop me a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys. It goes a massive way to helping out too. Now, with this video, I just want to go through the reveals, really, that they've done today. So there was, if you missed it, there was a Warhammer preview, a non-40k Warhammer preview as well earlier on this afternoon, and there are some pretty cool stuff to come, and I want to go through it with you guys because there's some stuff I really like the look of, and some stuff I kind of I've got mixed feelings about, but really good stuff. So first off, if you're an Age of Sigmar fan, you might want to get your hands on these. So Warhammer Age of Sigmar will be seeing a new army joining the fray, and it is the Cities of Sigmar. Now, you may say that the Cities of Sigmar have already been done, but in all honesty, the Cities of Sigmar minis are old minis repackaged, and they're outdated and outsized. So they look a little bit smaller than they should, they don't look right, they look more fantasy based than they do anything else, so it doesn't fit very well. The new Cities of Sigmar, I personally think, look far better. They look like they're definitely out of the Ages of Sigmar as well. They have a cool look about them. The idea with this box is that it is a Castellite formation, and it is ready to unleash Sigmar's wrath on any who stand in the way of the Dawnbringer crusade, so you can push them forward ahead of your Dawnbringers as they go to try to settle any new settlements and stuff like that, and such like. And there are some really cool minis in this lot, and yeah, genuinely worth picking up. In my personal opinion, this will be definitely a box I want to get my hands on, even if I have to put it on my credit card. Now, first off, let's talk minis. We've already seen the Free Guild Marshal, but he does have alternate builds. Now, Free Guild Marshal, pretty cool looking guy carrying a Warhammer and his helm under his arm, or you can have him with sword and shield, or you can have him holding a pair of pistols, which is pretty damn cool. So entirely up to you how you want to go about doing it, but that is a cool look and a pretty damn cool looking guy. Alternate heads as well, which is always really nice. He's accompanied by his little squire, the Relic Envoy, who, you know, delivers important messages to the front lines as well, by the fact that he's kind of linked to the eerie artifact that he carries in that kind of relic or reliquary, and it talks to him telepathically, sometimes tells him off, sometimes gives him advice, that type of sort of thing, and he can help relay that to the Marshal, and away they go. Pretty cool stuff. One mini we hadn't seen was the new Alchemite Warforger. So a powerful wizard smith from a gold college of Chamon, a metallurgic mage, so they can reinforce armour of the allies, they can infuse weapons with new power, they can even have negative effects and kind of nerf the enemy essentially and make their armour a lot heavier and such like with these powerful spells, all to do with the magic of metal, which is pretty damn cool. This guy also looks quite unique. He looks a bit gnarly, he looks a bit heavy, a bit brutish. He looks very different from what the average wizard looks like, which is damn cool. So carrying that kind of like a forge cauldron on his hip, got his big massive leather apron essentially instead of a cloak, which looks cool, wearing a helmet. It's gnarly. It is a really cool mini, genuinely one that I'm quite impressed by as well, so really good stuff there. Then we get the foot soldiers for our Cities of Sigmar. So we've already kind of seen these guys before, the Free Guild steel helms, the rank and file of the Cities of Sigmar. They're pretty cool. They're, you know, often outsized and outstrengthed by any of the other enemies, but you know, they have faith, they have determination, and they generally make up for it in numbers, which is pretty cool. Now, these have some really nice sculpts. So that standard bearer is pretty damn cool. There is the awesome relic carrying troop as well, who looks pretty cool, shouting, barking orders at the rest of the troop, and the fact that he's wearing less armour makes him stand out pretty damn good as well. And there will be a couple of extra builds to these. Now, the army box is pretty cool because you get 2 lots of these, so you can have alternate builds, which is really, really good stuff. Talking about what's in this box is the 3 Guild Cavaliers, so heavy cavalry for the cities of Sigmar. They look good, they look nice, they look like they could, whoop some ass. Whether they're carrying a sword, whether they're carrying a mace, whether they're carrying a flail or a morning star, these guys look pretty damn cool in their heavy horses with the heavy armour. It looks nice. Genuinely a really top tier army as well, so I really like these guys. They may not be the best army in the end, but they look cool in my opinion, and I genuinely like them. I can't wait to get my hands on them. The other thing that you're going to get in this army box is, of course, you get the Battle Tome, which is a special edition of the Battle Tome, which is pretty damn cool. We will also get the War Scroll cards for all 54 units that they can be fielded as part of this Sigmar. And, we'll get to see some other bits and pieces that you can add into it, which will be pretty cool. Now, I genuinely like all of this. It's really, really good stuff. But they didn't stop there with the Cities of Sigmar. They also showed off Talia Vedra, Lioness of the Parch, part of Akshi's military, super cool looking warrior, mounted on a manticore, which is pretty damn cool. It's a brilliant sculpt as well. With having some alternate build options, whether she's got the helmet on, whether she's not got a helmet on, whether she's using sword, mace, axe. It's really cool. I genuinely like this mini. It's a unique sculpt, it's a fun sculpt, and I expect this to be one of those sculpts that's like the £100 kind of region, in all honesty. This will be of similar costing to, say, Crondy's from the good old Stormcast Eternals, or good old Nagash, or a Primarch, or one of the Mortarchs, or even Kragnos and such like. It's going to be up there with that type of kind of pricing, I reckon. But it's an absolutely superb unit. It looks absolutely brilliant. So, really, really good stuff. We're going to get more information about the Cities of Sigmar on Warhammer Community over the coming months as well, so definitely worth having a nosy at as we go. But yeah, really, really good stuff there. Now, on to the next bit. Staying in the mortal realms, Warhammer Underworlds is going to have a new little bits as well, so we're going to get some more stuff for Weird Hollow, so there is a new warband on the way. And it's a long awaited warband as well. It is a new Skaven one. However, this is all to do with Clan Pestilence. So Clan Pestilence has been ignored for a very, very long time. The Clan Pestilence kind of sculpts are mostly quite old and have been desperately in need of an update and having some new minis added to it. And we're going to get a good old Skabix Plague Pack, which is a pretty cool looking group of Skaven with a fairly large giant rat that's mutated and it's nibbling away on some warpstone, which looks pretty cool. Plague sensor bearers, who are actually having these plague sensors that have smoke billowing out of them, all these noxious gases and such like, so they can plan more good old poxes, plagues and such like to infect the realms and spread pestilence, which is really, really cool, and it's genuinely nice to see more Skaven. I love the Skaven minis. I've just wanted them to be updated for a very, very long time, and finally they seem to be getting a little bit of love, which is very, very much long overdue in my opinion. So it's about blooming time. Really cool minis though. Genuinely a nice looking warband. I can't say any more about them because they're really good. I like them. If GW ever want to send me anything, I will happily take all the Warhammer Underworlds warbands when they come out. They're cool, they look awesome, and they're genuinely enjoyable to build, paint, and have a look at, because they are some of the coolest sculpts out there. So happy days. Staying in the Mortal Realms for the third and final time for this video, good old Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry is going to get a new warband, which it looks really nice. I genuinely like some of these bands. So we're going to get the awesome new Cruel Boys. So if you're getting Stormbringer magazine and you think Orcs are the way for you, you might want to take a look at these guys, because they can be used in regular Age of Sigmar games. And we're going to get monster killers. So Cruel Boys who hunt, kill and capture the most formidable monsters in the Mortal Realms. And they genuinely have a few cool bits to them. So they have some really nice stuff. Not only that, do they have an Orc who has some pretty cool looking trophies on his back. So including a large skull, a pouch of random stuff, a random foot hanging off a horn off the back, some eggs as well, because why not, and more really good stuff. There are a couple of grots in here as well as having some kind of fast attacking Orcs who are using kind of bones and skulls as helmets from different races. So you've got one that's clearly a Seraphon head that has been chopped off, gutted, cleaned of all its meat, and then slapped on as a helmet, because why not? You need a little bit of extra protection when you're kind of fighting around, which is pretty damn cool. And you get some pretty cool guys. You get the Gnarlwood Howlers. So these guys are pretty damn cool looking, kind of ape-like. So I'm not gonna lie, the thing they remind me of is an older film of Congo, so which was originally written by Michael Crichton, where they take an ape back to the Congo and go looking for King Solomon's mines and all that type of stuff, and these apes attack them, and the apes look kind of like this, in all honesty, and pretty gnarly. So really good stuff there. Genuinely really nice looking minis. Again, I think the warbands from all of the Age of Sigmar ranges, whether it's Warcry or Underworlds, are always some of the nicest looking minis out there, and sometimes look far better than the regular army sets. So this is a really cool addition, especially if you like your Forces of Destruction, your Orcs, and especially your Cruel Boys, because these guys genuinely look awesome. So definitely worth picking up if you're into that type of stuff. Then we're going to move on to the thing that genuinely I'm not too fussed about myself. Warhammer Horus Heresy. We're going to get a new good old knight. So this is the Cerastus knights, Archeon and Castigators. There's going to be plastic ones. Apparently these are already available from Forge World in resin, but now there's going to be new plastic ones which will have new build options and be able to be kind of built easier, as well as having new updates and changes to them. I do genuinely like the knights. They look cool, they look different. I just have very kind of mixed opinions about them. They look nice and they look really good. I'm just not that bothered, in all honesty. It's my personal opinion on it. I know some people love this type of stuff, but yeah, they're just not for me. But if you're into that type of thing, have at it. I have seen some absolutely brilliant paint jobs on these before, and anybody who can paint small, very highly detailed artwork on them flat plates, kind of deserves a gold star in my book. They deserve all the applause they get, and to win competitions, because some of them look absolutely brilliant, and some people get some absolutely stunning pieces of art on these knights. So hats off to them. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just not for me, and that's where I'll leave that one, in all honesty. Carrying on, Warhammer The Old World gets another new mini. Now, Warhammer The Old World, if you're unaware of it, they're going to re-release it. Well, kind of re-release it. It's a new updated version of Warhammer Fantasy Battles in the shape of Warhammer The Old World. There will be new minis. There will be the old minis kind of redone. and yeah, some of it will be good, some of it might be terrible. This is going to be another new mini that we get to look at. So we've already had a couple of looks at the new Tomb King mini and another Bretonnian, which look really, really good. All of those are going to be resin kits from Forge World, from the Specialist Game Studios. They're not going to be plastic kits. This one's pretty much exactly the same. It's a resin kit and nothing else. But it looks really, really nice. This is a Bretonnian battle standard bearer for the Bretonnian army, which is absolutely beautiful. The standard looks really, really cool. You could get some absolutely brilliant artwork on there if you're talented enough to do so. And it's a genuinely nice model. I do quite like it. I will admit that. Now, Warhammer The Old World is one of the things I am looking forward to. I kind of really, really want to see more. And I want them to kind of give us a date. I don't think my bank balance will want them to give us a date, but this is a super cool kit. And it goes with the other Bretonnian Knight, who looks absolutely brilliant, the Knight Quester. And I genuinely think a lot of them are going to look really cool, and I can't wait to see them because, yeah, why not? But really, really nice stuff there. Right then, the last thing that we're going to talk about in this video is the newly unveiled Warhammer the Horus Heresy Legions Imperialis. Now, I personally think this is about time, and with Horus Heresy, this is probably how they should have started it, really. So, with games like Warhammer and stuff like that, most people want to have these pretty big, epic battles where there's a lot going on, there's loads of squads, you've got loads of fighters on this table, and you can have a bit more fun with it. However, obviously, cost is ridiculous with most Warhammer stuff. You can't fit on shed loads of models onto a board 9 times out of 10 because you have a points cap, and 10 Adeptus Sororitas equals X amount of points, so sometimes you struggle to do all of that. Legions Imperialis brings us back to a different scale. So it brings us back to kind of the epic scale, really. So with this, apparently these aren't going to be epic scale, so your old epic minis, if you have them, are kind of null and void, which is a bit of a shame. However, this kit is pretty damn cool. Now, this kit gets a load of minis, rulebook, dice, token templates, measuring sticks and such like. Altogether in this box there are 223 minis. Now, this is where it goes a bit weird. So the box is split between Space Marines, Solar Auxilia and Titans. Altogether there's like 106 Space Marine infantry and walkers, 5 Space Marine tanks, 104 Solar Auxilia infantry and walkers, 6 Solar Auxilia tanks and 2 Warhound Titans, with brand new plastic weapon options. So epic scale though is a lot smaller. So as you will see you can see in that photo, the bases, you have circular bases and you have multiple models on each individual base. So for instance, there are squads of 5 Space Marines on a single base. There are kind of your individual Titans, which apparently these Titans are going to be close to the size of an average Space Marine, so they are much, much smaller. These apparently also match the scale for things like Aeronautica Imperialis, which is pretty cool because then you've got the option of maybe having a bit of link up within Aeronautica, because in all honesty, Aeronautica Imperialis has been kind of ignored for a little while, and it's a bit of a shame. But these guys are pretty cool. With these, if you are going to paint them up, I'm not going to lie to you, you are going to want some very, very fine tip brushes, a very steady hand, and a lot of patience, because they're tiny. They're little guys. They are going to be fun to build, paint, and have a bit of fun with. I must admit, this is the only thing about Horus Heresy that kind of interests me, in all honesty. I would be tempted to get this. Now, The thing with this is, it begs the question, what will the future hold? Now, I personally, and I've speculated about this, and I was tempted to do a video on it, and I couldn't get a script right for it. I wanted to see Epic Scale come back, and I want to see Warmaster come back. If you're not familiar with Warmaster, Warmaster was essentially Epic Scale Warhammer Fantasy battles, so you could field hundreds of, say, like undead in just a tiny little blob, and you can attack with that, and you have all your ranks and file and stuff like that. I want to see that come back. I think that'll be really cool, and it'll look pretty awesome. You can get epic scale mini games already, so you can have things like Pike and Shot Epic. You can have, if you like, World War II, you could use Flames of War. That's very close to epic scale as well, with little fellas who are literally round about, just over a centimetre, well, round about a centimetre tall each, and tanks that are fairly small and pretty cool, and very highly detailed and accurate. And in all honesty, Games Workshop have the ability to produce this type of stuff, because that's what they kind of did a long time ago when they didn't look as good. So they can only improve on that now with the newer technology that's available for them. So why not? Warmaster is where it's at. Epic Scale is where it's at if you like your big massive battles and having a bit of fun with it. I genuinely can't wait to see what comes in the future. But other than that, some really cool reveals. Some, I say, I'm kind of not bothered by, which is only really the Horus Heresy kind of new Titan. Not too fussed by. However, everything else has actually been pretty cool. However, they do seem to be leaving stuff out. I want to see more Blood Bowl stuff. I would love to see them add more bits and pieces to other systems that they've neglected. So for instance, if you look at Aeronautica Imperialis, they've not done anything with it for ages. The majority of their other box games, they're just not doing anything with. Give us a new Warhammer quest. Give us Warmaster. Give us some new Blood Bowl stuff that's not just an update for, using, for instance, Gutter Bowl. Give us something different. That's all we ask. But otherwise, what they are giving us is not too bad. It's pretty good. But I would like to see more. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but it's only a step and not a leap. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. What's your opinions on all of this stuff? Do you like the look of the new epic scale, good old Legions Imperialis? Are you looking forward to Warhammer the Old World? Are you looking forward to more Age of Sigmar bits and pieces, whether it's the Cities of Sigmar, Warhammer Underworlds, Warcry, or anything like that? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'd love to hear back from you, and I will get back to you sometime soon. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.